Hey everyone, ready for a deep dive? Today we're tackling Pinterest. But hold on, we're not just browsing for DIY inspiration. This is about their business strategy.
hmm
Seriously, there's gold in those Pinterest boards, folks, and we're digging in.
You got it. See, most people, they see Pinterest, they think, oh, yeah, social media, pretty pictures, that's cute. But underneath, it's a masterclass in understanding what makes people tick and click. Any business owner, listen up. This is for you.
Right. Our source material, it starts with how Pinterest even began.
Yeah.
And honestly, not what I expected at all. It wasn't about sharing, it was about something way more primal, collecting.
And that's huge. I mean, think about it. People have been collecting
Oh,
since
Trevor.
forever. Stamps, baseball cards, those weird erasers shaped like animals.
Yeah.
Pinterest. They tapped into that urge to curate, make your own little world of the stuff you love.
It's like the digital version of that classic corkboard, right?
Yeah.
Covered in magazine cutouts, dream vacations, that perfect outfit, the kitchen Reno you're obsessed with. But Pinterest, they took that online and made it explode.
Because it's deeper than just what's trendy, right? Pinterest gets the WHY behind all that pinning. People aren't just looking, they're crafting a vision board for their lives. Aspiration, that's powerful stuff.
And so many businesses, they just miss that completely, you know? Chasing the next shiny object, never stopping to really get their audience. What makes them click buy at 2 a.m.? What are they really looking for?
It's the difference between something someone kind of wants versus something they need. Pinterest, they nailed that. That human need to organize, to be inspired, especially when the world's so visually noisy, you know?
Okay, so how'd they turn that insight, that understanding, into a winning strategy? Give us the tactics.
Well, they started with user experience, right? They made Pinterest super visual, really easy to use. Create a board, pin your heart out. It just makes sense.
And they've changed a lot too, haven't they? Pinterest now versus a few years back, totally different.
Oh, absolutely. They're always adding new features. Secret boards so you can pin your guilty pleasures. Buyable pins so you see it, you want it, boom, it's yours. They're constantly adapting, watching what users do, and they actually listen to feedback.
That's smart. So they're not just guessing, it's like the users are almost leading the way, telling Pinterest what they want.
Exactly. And that right there, that's a golden takeaway for anyone, your audience. They'll tell you what they want, what they need, but you gotta be paying attention.
You know what's really cool about Pinterest? It's how they use that whole understanding of their users to build an actual community, not just a platform, but a place where people feel like they belong.
Right. Like think about when you meet someone and you realize you both love the same, like totally obscure band,
Okay.
or that you have the same weird taste in houseplants. That connection, it's kind of magical.
Okay, but how do you even do that? Because, let's be real, some brands, they try to force that whole we're a community thing, and it just comes across as so fake.
It's like imagine throwing a party, right? The good kind, not just people crammed in a room, but there's something to talk about, something that sparks a conversation, something that makes you want to stick around. Pinterest, they got that.
So it's about creating a space where people can geek out together, right? Like those hyper-specific Pinterest boards dedicated to, I don't know, vintage typewriter repair,
Right.
or those tiny hats for cats. You've seen those, they're hilarious.
Exactly. People feel seen, like someone out there gets it, gets them, even if it's something kind of niche. That's powerful and it keeps them coming back.
And okay, we got to talk about the visuals. I mean,
Yeah.
Pinterest wouldn't be Pinterest without those gorgeous photos, those graphics. It's seriously a feast for the eyes.
Oh, for sure. But there's more to it than just like looking pretty. They're using visuals to make you feel something. And when you feel something, you're way more likely to take action, right?
It's true. Think about how a single photo can make you crave a vacation or make you want to completely redo your living room. It's crazy how powerful that is.
Pinterest, they figured that out. They're telling stories with pictures, getting ideas across in a way words just can't. And I want that impulse. Yeah, they know exactly how to trigger that.
It's brilliant. They've turned visual inspiration into, like, a science or something. And they're always changing, too, innovating, which is huge in the tech world.
Oh, yeah, they haven't just been sitting back counting their pins or whatever. They've gone from simple pinning to like full-on visual discovery. You can shop right there, plan recipes, the whole 9 yards. And they keep experimenting, finding new ways to keep people engaged.
Okay, so we've talked about what Pinterest did right, but even the best, they don't always hit the mark right. What about the stuff Pinterest kind of fumbled? Everyone makes mistakes. Learning from those, that's key too.
Oh, 100%. And sometimes, those missteps, they teach you more than the wins, honestly. Forces you to think differently.
All right, spill it. What'd Pinterest stumble on?
Well, one big one, our source material calls it out, is they, well, almost forgot about the make money part. Like for a while there, it was all about growth, users, 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 but figuring out how to actually turn that into profit, kind of on the back burner.
Yeah, that's such a classic startup thing, right? To
Yeah.
focus on building the thing, you forget to, like, build in a way to keep the lights on.
It happens, but you got to have a plan right from the start for how the business is actually going to make money. That's like business 101, but easy to forget when you're caught up in the excitement.
And speaking of excitement, sounds like Pinterest. They might have gotten a little too into the whole growth at all costs thing.
Yeah, so they hit this point where because they were growing so fast, the platform, it got a little clunky, hard to use. Some features didn't quite make sense. They were moving so quickly, the user experience kind of suffered.
Move fast and break things.
Right.
Except sometimes you break your own product. Oops.
It's a balance for sure. Being agile, trying new things, that's important. But not if it means your core users, the ones who loved you from the start, get left behind.
Makes sense. Okay, what other lessons were in there?
This one's big, staying ahead of the curve. So Pinterest, early on, they were so innovative, right? Nobody else was doing what they were doing. Problem was they got a little, I don't know, comfortable. Competition caught up fast.
Took their foot off the gas, even for a second, and rivals are right there trying to eat their lunch.
Vicious world, businessman. You can be on top, but you gotta stay hungry. Always be innovating, or someone else will do it for you and take your spot.
Okay, last one. What else did they almost miss?
Diversity, plain and simple. Who they were targeting at the beginning, pretty narrow slice of the population, limited their reach, had to play catch up to broaden their appeal later on.
So not just about being inclusive, though that's obviously important, but like from a purely business perspective, you're leaving money on the table if you only appeal to one kind of person, right?
100%. Diverse user base means you're hearing different needs, different perspectives. That makes your product better for everyone.
Wow, this has been eye-opening. So much to think about, even for folks who aren't like Pinterest addicts like me. But okay, someone listening, they're thinking, great info, but how do I use it? What's the big takeaway they should focus on?
Start with the user, whether it's a website, a product, your whole company even. Design it with them in mind. What do they need? What do they want? What makes their life easier or better?
Make it intuitive, make it fun to use, make it something people actually want to spend time with.
Yeah.
Got it. What else?
Brand identity. Got to be strong, got to really connect with the right people. And it's more than just a logo or a color scheme,
It's a feeling, it's a vibe, it's the whole package.
Nail that, and you stand out in a sea of sameness. Then, data, my friend. Track what works, what doesn't. Don't be afraid to experiment, but let the numbers guide you. Make your decisions based on evidence, not just gut feelings.
Gotta love a good spreadsheet, right?
Gotta love results. And lastly, never underestimate the power of community. Give people a reason to connect over what you're doing, whether it's online, in person, whatever. Shared passion, that's gold.
Makes you more than just a business. You're like, a movement. Love it.
Exactly. All right, I'm inspired. You inspired? Let's go build something amazing.
Hear that, everyone? Go forth and create.
Let's do.
And until next time, happy pinning and even happier strategizing. See you on the flip side.